The word underrated is thrown around a lot when talking about WWE. Perhaps underrated talents, Chad Gable, Christian, Dolph Ziggler. However, when it comes to WWE elite figures, there is also underrated WWE elite figures, and there's one particular figure that sort of stands out to me, and I think it's quite underrated. It gets a bit of hate, but I think it's underrated, and I'm going to show you it now. So the elite that I'm talking about is the 2021 Royal Rumble Elite Titus O'Neil. And this elite gets a bit of hate because people say, it shouldn't have been made in elite form, or they don't think that the elite is too good. However, personally, I think it's one of the most underrated WWE elites ever made. Now, I just want to talk about it because I want to talk about the accessories first. You do get a pair of, I think it's mic-holded hands or closed-fisted hands, however, you've all seen those. However, you get a shirt with it, cloth good shirt. And of course, this is based off when the 2018 Greatest Royal Rumble, when Titus O'Neil had his famous Titus World Slide moment. I think you've all seen that. So you get a shirt with it. Obviously, he didn't wear this shirt at the event, I don't think. Because obviously, I don't think he definitely wore this shirt at the event because obviously he didn't know that he was going to fall. It's good you get a cloth good shirt with it. Of course, you get the pair of interchangeable hands as well. And you do also get a whistle as well. Now, the thing about Titus O'Neil is he's one of those guys where he hasn't had much figures made of him. And he has had some quite good attires. I know he's had a few basics made. And he was meant to get an elite in the NXT Elite line. I think that was, probably about six, I want to say 6 or 5 years ago now, probably 7 years ago, something like that. And that was unreleased. I think we got 4 series of those. He was meant to be in Series 5 and it was unreleased. So this is pretty much the only Titus O'Neil elite we've got. So I want to show you the head scan first. The head scan, of course, I want to say this is true FX. People complain. I don't think it's too bad. You can definitely see Titus O'Neil in this head scan, but also a facial expression that Titus O'Neil would do, and I can hardly speak. But yeah, it's definitely a good head scan. The man, I know if you watch MDT, he will say Johnny Gargano syndrome. I like to call something stiff arm syndrome, which is sometimes you get an elite where sort of the arms are sort of stuck out and they won't go in anymore. That's what this figure's got. Quite a lot of figures have got it. However, on this it isn't too bad. So, it goes out, it don't fully go in, but it's not too bad. I think they've used the correct body type as well, because Titus O'Neil is quite jacked. You could say, so they've definitely used the right torso choice, torso isn't loose as well. And I want to say this was definitely the 2021 Royal Rumble wave, or the 2022 Rumble wave. I think it was the 2021 Royal Rumble wave. It was quite a good wave as well, I will say. So the trunks, of course, Titus worldwide. Titus on the back. And of course, Titus World Slide is a take on what Titus was saying for pretty much most of his career. Titus worldwide. And I didn't notice this until actually earlier. There is a design on the boots as well. So it's good that they've included that. Not sure what it's meant to be. I couldn't say. But definitely, in my opinion, the right body choice. And it's just one of those cool figures where, it's good, you sort of, should I get it? You get it, and then you're like, oh, this is actually a good elite. So now the story behind this elite, what I want to say is, I got this at Ford Lover Wrestling for... So this is sort of some serious talk about this figure now. I got this at Ford Lover Wrestling 2024, so this year's in March. And I paid £20 for it, which I thought it was, I think, 15, and it was 20. However, I was like, I knew the guy that was running the store, so I was like, you know what, it's you, I'll pay it. It was Wrestling Trader, actually. However, my good friend, Jimmy Wrestling, Jimboy86, you might know him as, I went to Ford Lover Wrestling with him, and about 5 minutes later, he picked it up from another store for about £10, £8 I think it was actually. So I've only had waited. However, the main reason I bring this up is this worth £20? Maybe not. However, you can get it for £10. An elite for £10 is a good price, but this elite specifically for £10, you need it. You know, if you're in America and you've got, ringside, you don't have to pay crazy postage. If you can get this off ringside for what, $4, that's a bargain in my eyes. And I know, I can't remember if retail got this a couple of years ago and it's shelf warmed. I can't remember, but if you can get this for under what, 15, whatever your currency is, dollars, pounds, you're getting a bargain. All right, it's one of those elites. You get a couple of accessories with it. Good elite. If you've got a pick fed, an extra member on your pick fed, it's a great elite and it looks great on display. So I think that pretty much covers everything. But as a whole, this elite, in my opinion, the most underrated WWE elite figure. So I think that pretty much covers everything. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.